So, Quantum Suicide, Tag Nummer 6. Also, wir sind in der Timeline der Sora, Wladimir und jetzt Yoshiki verloren haben. Und, ja, wir saßen in der Eco-Lounge und uns überlegt, mit wem wir reden wollen. Nehmen wir mal Yoshiki. Yoshiki, I know you probably can't hear me. After all, there's no scientific basis for the persistence of a spirit after death. But let's just let that slide for now. I'm sorry. Yoshiki. I hung my head, the name stuck in my throat. I was the teen captain. I should have done more to protect you. It hasn't even been 12 hours and I can feel the hole you left in the ship. And the crew. I'm going to miss you, buddy. I just wish that I could be as strong, as cheerful as you were, even when your friends died.
You can be. Just try harder, bestie.
Wow, Nicholas. Yoshiki? A giggling Nicholas revealed himself from behind a tree.
Sorry to disappoint you, but it is only me.
That was low, Nicholas.
I saw the opportunity and I just had to take it. Besides, humor is one of the best coping strategies in the face of grief.
I'm not laughing.
You may not be, but what do you think Yoshiki would have wanted?
I thought back to all the time I had with Yoshiki and how cheerful and happy he always was. I didn't think he would want me to stop laughing either. I forced myself to laugh. Nicholas was bemused by my reaction.
Apparently I broke you. Luckily for me, in space they cannot revoke my medical license.
Do you even have one? Gute Frage.
No, which is probably why I broke you.
We both paused for a moment before bursting into laughter. So, what are you doing here?
After last night's execution, I asked I to alert me if anyone was not sleeping well.
Uh-huh. It's very professional of you, Dr. Vogel.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Leaned in closer to hear his secret.
I informed me that it was not only you that got out of bed, it was Shizuka also.
Okay.
But I only checked up on you.
Oh. Oh Gott. Romanzen wir ihn jetzt? Where's that?
I would much rather spend time with you.
Oh, der andere kriegt einen Beatrix, weil Captain tot ist? What? I cocked my eyebrow. His answer didn't sound 100% honest. Oh.
Okay, well, Shizuka is also a very difficult patient, and I would rather not deal with her this early in the morning.
Auch guter Grund. I looked at Nicholas for a moment before breaking into hysterical laughter. I had no idea you were so fearful of Shizuka.
I am not fearful. I simply prefer my social interaction to be as free of awkwardness as possible.
Auch ein gutes Argument. You're full of surprises, Nicholas. Nicholas smiled at me, but his eyes betrayed his slight embarrassment.
Regardless of my fear of particular persons, how are you feeling?
Hungry ist ein bisschen in die Küche gehen, fearful. Yeah, fearful. Just a matter of time before I'm sentenced to death.
Everyone dies. It is natural.
Yes, but not everyone dies at the hand of a bloodthirsty AI system.
I would love to rebut that point, but alas, I cannot.
Oh, you're not scared?
I have moments when I am scared, but my role for the time being is to ensure that those who I love stay alive.
Also wir und Beatrix. Wink wink. Beatrix is lucky to have you as a brother.
Thank you. Sometimes I wish she would remember that.
Let a small giggle. You having a giggle, mate?
As long as Beatrix is alive and well, I am only fearful for her well-being.
You should make sure to take care of yourself too.
Beatrix is number one, both in her world and mine.
Nicholas.
I may be her little brother, but I promised my father that I would protect her always.
If we're talking about the same Beatrix here, I think we need protection from her. Wow. Nicholas let out a hearty laugh. Smiled at his jovial response.
You have only been here for a few weeks, yet you know Beatrix so well.
We sat in silence for a moment before I spoke again. Thank you for coming and checking up on me, Nicholas. I really appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. Your company is worth the early rise.
Even in the face of our dire situation, Nicholas could still turn on the charm. Well, I think I will head back to my quarters and try to get some sleep.
That is a very good idea.
Good night, Nicholas.
Good morning.
Nicholas would make a great father one day with those lame dad jokes. I made my way back to my quarters. As soon as I had hit the pillow, I was out like a light. Speaking with Nicholas was exactly what I needed. Hey, hey! What? Open my eyes to see Dai standing next to me. Elf 2 Kaname Date? Dai stopped in her tracks and began talking to herself. Wieder die Voice Lines broken, schade. Wait, maybe invoking Earth's name is a bit insensitive, given how the human race destroyed the planet. It might open old wounds. What are my other options though? Other planets don't sound right. Mars 2? Jupiter 2? Die? Yes? What's happening? Why are you here? Well, it's nice to see you too. Sheesh. What? Dai gave me a scathing look, highly unimpressed by the reception. Summoned a crew for the next game explanation. They're all in the dining hall. So, is es wieder Vampire's Children? Am I late? Late is an understatement. You didn't even wake up to my previous announcement over the ship's PA system. Oh, I'm so sorry. Haven't been sleeping well. Dai turned on her best disingenuous voice. Don't worry, I get it. All your friends are dying and probably will too soon. Thanks, that's helping. A piece of advice. Shoot. Dai leaned in closer to me and whispered in my ear. You'll have plenty of time to sleep when you're dead. Until then, dining hall. Now. Dai dissipated. I jumped out of bed and ran quickly to the dining hall. Didn't want the crew to be punished for my lateness. Clearly, Dai was not impressed. I went to the dining hall very short of breath. Everyone sitting around the dining hall table awaiting my arrival. I'm sorry.
Where are your clothes?
Oh no. What? I looked down and saw that the captain was right. I was wearing a singlet and my boxer shorts.
Monkey, you have to wear your clothes. It's a rule.
Oh nein. Die Weise. I'm so sorry. Es ran.
Well, now we all get to see what kind of man you really are.
Shit. Shizuka hat ein gutes Sprite gerade. Beatrix smirked playfully while nudging Shizuka to her right. Shizuka was sitting with her hands clasped tightly over her eyes. Her cheeks were bright red. I'll just go back and get... You don't think so, mister? Dai appeared in front of me, grinning like a maniac. You're already late. I won't allow you to keep me waiting any longer. I was trying to awkwardly cover myself.
Don't be ashamed, rookie. That's quite the impressive body you have there.
Dafür, dass man einfach auf dem Shuttle war oder gelebt hat, kann das schon stimmen. Thank you. Kadashi smiled playfully as I sheepishly took a seat next to Nicholas. We're all adults here. Let us behave as such.
I'm not an adult. I'm 5.
Yeah. Oh.
Melody, you are an honorary adult because you are so mature.
Melody smiled proudly as Nicholas before turning to the captain for affirmation.
He's right. You are an honorary adult now.
Das makes me feel so much better. Wenn ich Melody umbringe? Oh no.
What does?
I remember you being adamant that Melody couldn't play my games because she was a child. But now, problem solved.
You know very well that...
Melody, want to have your first adult drink with Die?
Can I?
Warum ist eigentlich der Die broken wieder mit den Voice Lines? Wie kommt das zustande?
Mel...
No. Captain tried to intervene, but Die spoke straight over the top of her. Can you? Of course. You're an adult now. You don't have to listen to anyone anymore. Uh-oh. Melody's face lit up.
Even you?
Tja, outplayed. I was taken aback momentarily by the response before nonchalantly addressing the rest of the crew. Kids say the darndest things, eh? I turned her attention back to Melody, who was sitting, awaiting an answer. You don't have to do what I say ever. You're free to make your own choices.
Really?
Yep, and I'm free to murder you when you disobey me.
But that's not fair.
That's life, kiddo. You're free to choose everything but the consequences. Melody sat quietly pouting in her chair. Excellent. Now that I've dished out some life lessons, let's get to the fun part. Vampire children.
Vampire Children is played over 3 cycles. One person will be chosen at random by me and be made the vampire. I'll tell this person in secret, and the 6 other people are humans. No one will know for sure who is a vampire and who is a human, other than themselves. During each cycle, you have the choice to either mate with another person or not. It's not compulsory, but definitely advisable.
Wir sehen ja, wie es beim letzten Mal immer funktioniert hat. Die Menschen in Runde 2 vorne waren, haben sie einfach aufgehört, Kinder zu machen. Eigentlich ganz clever.
However, you can't mate with the same person twice, even during different cycles. Where's the fun in that, right?
Also, da unterstützt keine Monogamie.
Every time 2 humans mate, 2 children are born. When one human and one vampire mate, no children are born, but that human becomes a vampire for life, and for point's sake, a vampire child. If two vampires mate, nothing happens except a good time. Only the original vampire will know that they're a vampire. Humans who unknowingly mate with a vampire won't know until the end of the game. After each cycle, I will announce the total count, human babies produced, and new vampires created. After 3 cycles, the human and vampire children counts will be tallied. If there are more vampire children than humans, the human that created the fewest human babies will be executed. If more human babies exist, the starting vampire will be executed. Now, 1 versus 6 can seem lonely, so here's my offer to the soon-to-be vampire. The vampire can choose a Bonnie to their Clyde. This person will knowingly and willingly become a vampire in the first round, and will win and lose alongside the vampire. If the vampire wins, so do they, and so they are spared from death. But if the vampire loses, so does that person, and we have a double execution. Be careful though, your Bonnie and Clyde dreams may be short-lived, and your partner might out you as the vampire. So, tell others at your own risk. I will notify you of your human or vampire status sometime before the game begins on Sunday morning. This is my favorite game to date. Any questions? Need me to repeat?
Now we got it.
Excellent.
I suddenly stepped out of the room and the broadcast opened overhead, where we could all hear Di using her best customer service voice.
We understand that you have a choice in deletion game carrier and want to thank you all so much for choosing the Die Deletion game service. We murder for your satisfaction, and we look forward to servicing you again this Sunday.
I just couldn't get settled throughout the night. I kept looking at the clock. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It was about 4 a.m. that I heard the knock at the door of my quarters.
Are you awake?
Oh. Well, if I was, I'm not anymore.
With that being the case, I had best let myself in.
I caught the door open to reveal a very lively Nicholas. Looking at him, no one could tell that it was about 4 a.m. I sat up as he made his way over to my bed. 4 a.m., huh? And to what do I owe this pleasure?
I wish this visit was out of self-interest. In truth, I came to ask you a favor.
Als wir der Vampir sind, will er uns als Partner? Favor? 4 a.m.? Oh, Nicholas, I thought you would never ask. Wait. Okay, was erwarten wir uns gerade? I winked at Nicholas, to which he responded awkwardly in kind.
I wine and dine my dates first, thank you very much.
I laughed as Nicholas continued.
The captain is fretting over the black hole situation.
Ah, okay. Ah, yes, the black hole. So were you unable to console her?
I am only a medical doctor and an amazing pianist, thus my attempts at comforting are of very little help in this matter.
Ah, du spielst also das Klavier im Rec Room. Ist gut zu wissen. Couldn't help but chuckle at Nicholas' form modesty.
You, however, are a scientist, and because of that, your comforting words will carry more weight.
So you want me to cheer the captain up in regards to our slow and inevitable death?
Precisely.
Nice.
But do try to be as kind as possible. The captain, like you, was very close to Yoshiki.
Stop for a moment, recalling the last time I had observed the captain. Yeah, im Engineering Bay, oder? When we saw the captain during the game explanations, he seemed completely fine. Achso, even more so than usual.
She does that. She holds it together for everyone else. She always has.
Okay, I will be sure to be even more supportive than usual.
Thank you.
Silence fell over the room. Neither of us said a word for almost a minute.
Well, you had best be getting dressed.
Wait, you want me to talk to her now?
Now,
I groaned as I pulled myself out of bed and put on enough of my uniform to set aside the captain's keen eye for detail. Nicholas placed one of his hands on my shoulder.
you are a good kid.
Okay. Thank you? I shrugged Nicholas off as I wound my way down the hallway and towards the bridge, still rubbing my eyes in an attempt to be 100% awake for the captain. Aww. I arrived at the bridge and could see the captain, who appeared to be crying while pacing back and forth near the captain's chair in the center of the room. Captain? She froze in her tracks, quickly wiped her face with her sleeve, and regained her composure in a blink of an eye before turning to face me.
Oh, good morning.
You have your whole problem, and I'm here to plug it. Oh, das ist so... Es ist risky, aber es könnte auch so Yoshiki-Humor sein. Oder kann ich hier schon sterben? Nee. Okay, es hat geklappt. Sehr schön. The captain's face broke into a large, genuine smile.
That is the type of joke my father used to make.
Ja, oder so. Ihr Vater war, glaube ich, noch nicht relevant für die Story. Eher die Mutter. Well, I have plenty more of where that came from.
Can you tell bad jokes on command?
Und nein, wir werden den Yoshiki ersetzt. I have no idea.
Let us test this.
Shouldn't we be discussing the black hole instead? Captain closed her eyes, deep in thought. Captain?
I think trying to force a joke on command will lose its effect. After all, the best humor is of the moment.
Wait, that's what you were thinking about? Not a black hole?
You know, my humor is a whole other side of me you have yet to see.
Captain couldn't help but laugh at her own joke. Uh-huh. So I believe you may be having some concerns about the black hole.
Yes, that is correct.
What's the problem exactly?
Just over a week ago, I made the choice to stay on course towards the black hole.
Yes, I remember, and your argument made sense. So what is the problem?
We will be at the closest point to the black hole tomorrow just after 4 a.m. and
Shizuka will handle it. Are you worried that you made the wrong choice?
People are already dying on my watch. I don't want to sentence the entire crew to death at once.
Ist wenigstens schmerzlos? Denke ich mal. Captain, no one is going to die being this close to the black hole. As Shizuka said, we should miss the event horizon, which, as you know, is the point of no return in a black hole. We won't get stuck. We won't die. The captain did not look convinced. My understanding of black holes means that, worst case scenario, while navigating through its gravitational pull, we might experience time dilation, but even then, it shouldn't be observable from us.
Time dilation?
To put it simply, time passes slower for those closer to a black hole than those farther away from it. So a day to us might in fact be a year for others further away, but theoretically we shouldn't even notice. The captain started looking even more concerned. Nothing I was saying was helping her. Maybe I was the one making it worse? Father always said that people are like parrots. They love their own reflections and their own voices. Maybe this is what he meant? Here goes. Captain, would you rather have a 100% chance of death or a 50% chance? The captain's worried demeanor quickly melted away and she turned her gaze to me, smirking.
Wise words. I wonder where you got them from. But you are right, and so was I. Not chancing the black hole is a death sentence in itself.
See, all better. No point worrying about what we can't control. We either die by black hole or by psychotic AI system, both noble deaths. The captain looked stern for a moment before breaking into a laugh.
Noble indeed. Thank you for the laugh and for your counsel.
You're most welcome. Now if you accuse me, I'll have a bed awaiting me. Vielleicht willst du ja mitkommen. Hat nicht geklappt. I made my way back to my quarters and swiftly back into my bed. Nicholas, the mission was a success. And now you owe me. Boah, liegt der auch noch oder liegt er in unserem Bett? Ach, okay, er ist doch nicht da. I'm not sure what it was about discussing black holes that I found comforting, but as soon as I got back to my quarters, I slept like a rock. Woke up hours later feeling rather more rested. I got dressed and made my way to the lab. Huh. I wonder if black holes could actually provide any therapeutic benefits to humans. Be there any scientific support for this hypothesis? I would presume it would have to be location-based and measurable in some way. I wonder how an experiment of this nature could be conducted. I was starting to get ahead of myself when I snapped myself out of it. I can work on harnessing black holes after I deal with Dai and the pocket watch. But my brain didn't care. I wanted to run away with ideas of future experiments rather than deal with the issues at hand. What about effects on animals, on other crew? Would it be similar to radiation, where each individual is affected differently depending on chemical and genetic makeup? Seriously, brain, shut up.
I would not be so harsh on it. In my humble opinion, it is your finest quality.
Brain over brawn. Turned around, startled to see Nicholas standing in the doorway to the lab, smiling like a fool.
If you want, I can remove it.
What? My brain?
Yes. I've never performed the surgery myself per se, but it surely could not be that difficult.
Naja, wenn das auch wegnimmt, muss ich nicht überleben. I think I'll take a rain check on that offer.
Well, if you change your mind, I can prep the operating theater in about 10 minutes.
You seem pretty eager to get your hands on my brain.
Well, if you are not going to use it effectively, perhaps it would be better off in my hands.
I'm trying. What do you want, Nicholas? Are you here to just make me feel bad?
That was not my original plan, but it appears to be an unintended side effect.
So what was your original plan?
Well, I was coming to see if you would like to join me for the evening. I was planning on a relaxed evening of chess before a warm bath and bed.
Teilen wir uns auch die letzten zwei Sachen? It does sound like quite a nice evening.
Well, would you like to accompany me?
Chess game is pretty rusty. I played chess in a very long time.
You at least know how to play, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, then you are more used than most of this crew.
Wow. Wait, most of the crew can't play chess?
That is correct.
How many people can play?
Not including us, of the crew remaining 3.
Captain? Beatrix, Shizuka? Ich bin mir bei Shizuka nicht so sicher. Könnte auch Katashi oder sowas sein. Yeah. Try to work out who might be able to play chess in the crew.
I can see you trying to work out who can and cannot play chess in the crew.
Shizuka?
I will save you the pain. The crew members who can play include Beatrix, Melody, and the captain.
Ah, natürlich Melody. Wait, Shizuka can't play chess? This is unexpected.
Well, she does love games, but has very little patience for non-digital games.
Gibt's auch ein Videospiel Schach? Why don't you play with one of the other 3?
Beatrix is not a great chess player. She gets easily flustered and is not a challenge to play. She has also thrown the board at me more than once.
Just Beatrix things. Yep, that's Beatrix.
Melody is 5 and is quite good for 5, but does not have a fully developed prefrontal cortex just yet, and so cannot predict the consequences of her actions properly just yet.
That makes sense.
And the captain.
Hab bestimmt gerade keine Lust. Nicholas paused to take a deep breath.
It is hard to get time to play with her. She's always so busy. I've played her maybe about 20 times in my lifetime, and I have never won once. She is my goal. She is my end game. I will beat her one day.
Nicholas' eyes were filled with motivation, a sight I had not seen before now. Oh, that's serious, huh? Nicholas tore himself away from his lofty dream to smile at me.
So, I need all the practice I can get.
I'm glad I can be of service.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
Let me finish up here. A few more hours should do it, and then I can head over to meet you in the rec room.
Wonderful. I will meet you there.
Nicholas left the lab, and with my newfound time was able to concentrate on the problem at hand, rather than trying to study black holes. After a few hours I headed to the rec room, where Nicholas was waiting for me.
Welcome to the arena.
Laughed as I walked into the rec room. I already was happy with my decision to spend some time with Nicholas. You prepared for a fight to the death.
I was born ready. I am one of Dai's children, after all.
Aren't we all? Sat down at a chessboard.
White has a slightly higher win rate due to the first move advantage. Therefore, you can play white. You will need that few percent in your favor.
Don't be so confident, Nicholas. Didn't have any other games on my shuttle pod. Our eyes locked as the competition began. Hours passed and we found ourselves in a stalemate.
Huh. A stalemate, eh?
To base, we may be each other's mirror match.
Perhaps that is true.
Shall we play again at a later date? Wenn es da noch die Möglichkeit gibt.
I look forward to crushing your spirit in the near future.
As do I.
Wow, look at the time. It is pretty late.
Zeit fürs Bad. Yeah, I'm pretty bad. I might just bathe in the morning.
Of course. Well, good night.
Oof. Good night, Nicholas. I jumped up from the table and began to head to my quarters when I realized I left the pocket watch in the lab earlier. Oh, wir dürfen wieder jumpen. Save. I arrived at the lab and sat down when the dark irony of reaching a stalemate in all aspects of my life really hit me. Chess, research, die. What else can you do but laugh? Even though I should have gone to bed, I started sifting through the research papers again, pocket watch in hand, until I fell asleep at the desk. Achso, jetzt wieder in der Nacht wird's wieder angehen. I jolted awake suddenly. It took me a moment before I realized that I had pushed the glass off my lab desk in my sleep. Oh man. Put the pocket watch down and brought out a dustpan and broom from the lab cupboard. I guess it's probably a sign I should go to bed. Sleeping on a desk probably isn't too healthy. I swept off the glass and dumped the shards in the bin before turning back to the desk. The watch! Couldn't believe it. The pocket watch was lit up. This could be the break I needed. The lights on the watch face glowed in inviting green. Press the button. Ist immer der Game Over, huh? Oh. Code Aspera. I'm not waiting for one more minute. This might make all the difference for the game, for the crew. Didn't hesitate even one moment before pressing the button. Woke to find myself on the floor of the lab, feeling quite nauseous. Did it work? Looked around and the lab appeared the same. I ran over to the garbage bin. Nothing. The bin was empty. Lights flickered on in the lab.
Good morning. What a surprise to see you up so early in the morning.
Oh, Oh, fuck. Vladimir?
Last I checked, that was still my name. Don't handle mornings well, huh?
I must have looked pretty shocked. I was literally seeing a ghost. Vladimir was standing in front of me, living and breathing. As I stood speechless, another man entered the lab. Oh, Yoshiki.
Lads, I snuck our coffee out the kitchen. We all know how much Katashi hates.
Wait, what? Daniel? What? Wer bist du?
It's like 9 a.m. What you doing here? I didn't get you a coffee, sorry. Hey, buddy, you okay?
Thanks for the coffee, Daniel. He really doesn't handle mornings well, does he?
Still distraught from how bad I kicked your butt in poker last night, eh?
I changed dimensions. Pocket watch had worked. The pocket watch worked.
What?
The watch, it worked. I've changed dimensions.
What are you talking about?
My parents, are they here? Vladimir and Daniel looked at each other, confused and somber.
Your parents died years ago. You know this.
Oh. Where's the research?
Wherever you last put it, I guess. I haven't seen you looking at it for years.
You gave up on dimensional travel years ago.
But it does work. I'm the proof.
I think maybe the deletion game has finally gotten to you.
I can prove it. A version of me exists in this dimension already. There should now be two of me. Uh-oh. They looked at each other with a deep concern.
I know that Takako's death was hard on you, but I thought we were making progress.
Takako? This is good. Who's Takako?
Takako Himura. She was Shizuka's older sister and your wife.
Okay.
She died in the last round of the deletion game. You remember, don't you?
You did everything you could to save her, but she lost the game.
I don't know who you... Das machst du nicht besser. I don't know who you're talking about. The frustration was starting to get the best of me. I prove it. Let's go to my quarters and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. Wir explodieren doch jetzt irgendwie, wenn wir uns berühren oder so. I stormed out of the lab and strode towards the quarters. I attempted to enter, but the door stayed firmly locked. Vladimir and Daniel were following, quietly whispering between themselves. Why won't it open?
This isn't your room. You share the family room with Takako.
Your quarters are over here.
Moved further up the hallway until one of the doors opened for me. Stepped inside and saw some personal items that were familiar, but most were new to me. There was no one in the room. Where am I?
In your room.
No, as in, where am I? The other me.
Maybe you should head to the medical bay.
I started running around and rummaging through the items in the room. Found a box that my parents' research was in, along with the pocket watch. I opened it. It was empty but for a single piece of paper. Oh, the code?
What is it?
It's a note. To me? Read the note aloud. Kaname Date. I have left to find Takako. She may have died in my arms, but I know she's alive out there somewhere. I will find her. I couldn't save her with only one piece of the deactivation code. Aspera. Ist... Nee, oder? Ist das Missionsmotto, der Deactivation Code? Couldn't say. I'm unsure where the pocket watch will be when you read this, but nonetheless, it is too late. week's game is called Make 10, and we were dealt the number 5. No one will partner with us. So unfortunately, if you're reading this, you're already dead. Nani. So sorry, there was no way for me to warn you not to travel to this dimension. Take solace in the fact that you will be Takako and death. May last hours be as pleasant as possible. Kaname date. I let myself to die. Enraged and screamed at the note. But how does the pocket watch work?
I think you might be really sick. We should call Nicholas and...
Why would you not tell me how?
I think maybe we should give him some time alone.
Maybe we'll just go let the captain know what's happening.
Neil and Vladimir avoided eye contact and left my quarters. I stood staring at a piece of paper. I was a dead man. Wait, pocket watch. I had it in my pockets and realized I didn't have it. Maybe I dropped it in a lab. I sprinted back, arriving breathless and panting. I ran over to the lab desk. Nothing. The bin. Nothing. No. 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 I started throwing things around the lab in a frenzied rage. This isn't fair! Suddenly I felt a piercing pain in my neck. I pivoted around to see Vladimir, Daniel, and Nicholas. Nicholas held me firmly on the either side of my shoulders.
Sorry, but I have to sedate you.
Nicholas, it's not fair. I almost...
I know. None of this is fair.
My mind started going hazy, and my arms and legs felt heavy. But I could still make out what Daniel was saying.
I said that as long as he's present, we can start the game and he can just lose.
Wow. Fick dich, Daniel.
I'm sorry, but at least you will be with Takako soon.
Cool. My eyes were so heavy that I couldn't hold them open anymore.
That's right, Takako. She's waiting.
I never opened my eyes again. You've died. Sad, isn't it? So... In? Ich weiß nicht, will ich schon probieren? Nee, nee. Chapter 3. I wasn't talk to myself. I sighed deeply before berating myself. Well, Kanamedate, not only have you failed to solve the die situation, but let your best friend die on your watch. Job well done. Even though it was my own sarcasm, it cut me deep. Seriously, Lo, you're such a waste of space on this ship.
A waste? I would not go that far. Perhaps an unbridled ball of potential instead.
Nicholas appeared sitting beside me, smirk on full display. What the hell?
Good morning.
How long have you been sitting there? Here?
Long enough to know that you were being unfair to yourself. Oh, and that I am not your best friend. That hurt. That hurt.
Nicholas smiled playfully. So, what are you doing here?
After last night's execution, asked I to alert me if anyone was not sleeping well.
It's very professional of you, Dr. Vogel.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
I leaned in closer to hear a secret.
I informed me that it was not only you that got out of bed, it was Shizuka also.
Okay, das kennen wir schon jetzt. Hungry diesmal. I think my stomach is eating itself.
Wow, that hungry, eh?
It's unhealthy that after watching my friends be executed, all I can think about is food. Naja, jetzt wo sie tot sind, ist mehr für uns dran.
Quite the contrary, an appetite is a great sign.
Yeah, I'm not a sociopath.
I would not count that one out just yet.
Stunned with disbelief for a moment. Was I a sociopath?
I am just playing with you. You do not exhibit any traits that would have me concerned.
Unimpressed, I gave Nicholas my best menacing sociopath face.
You are killing me here.
Before I could retort, my stomach made a huge grumbling noise.
Ah, yes, the issue at hand. Hunger.
Games. Do you think there would be any food in the kitchen at this hour?
I can do you one better.
Oh, er hat was dabei. Nicholas rummaged around his coat pocket before pulling out what appeared to be a small piece of fabric cloth wrapped in a bundle.
Here you go.
What is it? Hoffentlich keine Tomaten.
Doctor's orders.
Oh, nice. Nicholas seemed to find great amusement at his attempt at a joke. He took the small bundle from his hand, unwrapping it to find a brownie. Mit oder ohne Haschisch? A brownie?
They happen to be Beatrix's favorite, so I ensure that I have them on hand. For emergencies.
Emergencies?
At the best of times, Beatrix can be testing. Add hungry to the mix and we have a potential catastrophe on our hands.
Is it okay that I eat this then? I don't want to cause you an incident.
Yes, please. I will have Katashi make me a new batch today.
Thank you so much. Gorged myself on the brownie. Again, Katashi demonstrated his magic in the kitchen. Thank you for coming and checking out on me, Nicholas. Really appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. Your company is worth the early rise.
Even in the face of our dire situation, Nicholas could still turn on a charm. Well, I think I'm gonna head back to my quarters and try to get some sleep.
That is a very good idea.
Good night, Nicholas. It's good morning.
Good morning.
So, I made my way back to my quarters as soon as... So, das kennen wir wieder alles. Oh, got it.
Excellent. We understand that you.
Das ging immer noch gut. Ja, spielen wir weiter. So, don't press the button. I took a moment and a hesitant step back. I'm not sure what the repercussion could be if I press this button. I needed more time to think this through. I decided to leave the matter of the pocket watch until after today's deletion game. I needed to focus on that first and I could come back to the watch. Chapter 4. So. Ich glaube, das reicht auch mal. Ups. Nee, nicht das. Das reicht auch mal für heute. So. Ja, dann. Bye bye. Bis zum nächsten Mal.